Hey folks, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be diving into rock tones using my Valeton GP200LT. So let's dive into it. Now, the first thing that I like doing whenever I'm creating a new rock tone or any tone as a matter of fact is including a cabinet. Now, for most people, when they start looking into the world of modelers or multi-effects, the very first thing that they try to do is to get third-party IRs. And even though that can significantly improve the quality of the audio that you can get, I'm going to show you that you can get amazing tones using the built-in cabinets that you have on the Valeton. So the first thing that I recommend you do is turning this option off. So that way you can actually compare different amplifiers without changing the cabinet at the same time. So you get a better understanding how changing the amplifier changes the tonal characteristics of your tone. Okay? So first of all, we need to pick a cabinet. If we don't do anything at all, so it will be just a DI guitar signal with a very roll-off top end, and it sounds something like this. So of course, right now it's not very inspiring because we don't have an amplifier. So let's include an amplifier. Why don't we start with the Sender Tweet Deluxe to see where this can get us? So not very good. We don't have a lot of gain because this amp is more designed to be into the clean tones. Of course, you can start to push the gain a little bit. And you can get very good rock tones, but this is not what I had in mind. So what I had in mind for today's video is to use more of a Marshall type of tone. So for that, I'm going to be using the Marshall JMP50, which in the Valeton is called the UK50JP. And it sounds something like this. And you can see that by just including the amplifier and the cabinet, we are already getting something that's very, very inspiring. So where can we go from here? So why don't we try to include a little bit of overdrive? So in this case, I'm gonna be going for the full tone OCD. Most people go for the tube screamer and that's okay. I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different. So let's see what we can get out of the full tone. It's actually pretty awesome. Pretty nice. I kind of like this. I'm starting to hear a little bit of noise, so I'm gonna add a noise gate in front of everything, right? So the next thing that we can try to do is start messing around with the knobs that the amplifier has. So you can see that it has two different tones. It has a different type of gains, I'm sorry. The low gain and the high gain. So gain number 1, let's hear it. Extremely bassy. So this tells me that gain number 1 is the low gain and gain 2 must be the high gain, which is the one that I actually want to increase. Pretty good. There is a thing that I'm hearing that I'm not a super fan of. The OCD kind of diminishes that a little bit. But it's not completely gone, and it's a boxiness in the low mids. So what I like doing with the Valeton is to include this hyper EQ in between the amplifier and the cabinet and scoop down a little bit on these low mid frequencies. It's just a very, very minuscule dip on 125, 250 and 500 Hertz. And I have found that this really helped to tighten up my tone. So let's hear it without the EQ. And now with the EQ. Very subtle difference, but I promise that that's gonna make a huge impact in the future. So let's hear some more tones. I don't know about you, but for me, that sounds pretty freaking cool. So what we can do now, I'm pretty happy with the way this tone is looking. So what we can try to do is explore a little bit on the cabinets. So I was using a Marshall JMP50. So why don't we try to see what Marshall cabinets can give us? Let's start with this one, which is a 4x12 with greenback speakers. I kind of like this, but I like the Wagner better. Let's see this one, the UK 75. Oh, that's actually pretty awesome. I think I can use this cabinet for a little bit of a lead tone, so why don't we include a little bit of analog delay? Let's do the default to see where we are at. Way too much delay. Let's go down to 10 to see where we are. Much better. What about some reverb? Let's go for whole reverb, why not? Again, too much. I mean, I kind of like this whole reverb, but let's go down to, let's say, 15, half of what we had at the beginning. Pretty fucking awesome. So let's go back to the rhythm patch. I don't know if that was much of a rock lick, a rock riff. That was pretty cool. I kind of like it. And that's my tone with the Valeton GP200LT. Thank you so much.